Economies in the Middle East and North Africa could take off next year. The IMF says economies there could grow more than 5% if oil prices keep rising. Here with his take on the reality is Sfakianakis. He's chief economist for Banque Saudi Fransi. And you're normally based in Riyadh. You're here in New York, so you can give us a real sense of what things are like on the ground. Is it that simple when the IMF says oil prices are going to continue to go up and that's going to help, lead to a robust growth in the biggest economy in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia?
No, it's not easy. But of course, in 2009, they had a very difficult time because oil was not doing that well. But now Egypt is growing very fast, probably 6% growth. UAE is recovering. The Dubai story is over and behind us. Saudi Arabia is at a very solid growth pace this year, as well as Qatar. It's going to experience the highest real GDP growth rate in the world by 15%. So everybody's doing far better than what we expected 6 months ago.
But still very much leveraged to the price of commodities like oil, which seemingly is dependent on whether the global growth story can continue.
For sure.
And we're debating whether it's sputtering right now.
Yep, absolutely. I mean, oil is the biggest government earner and in terms of income. For Saudi Arabia, 90% of the income comes from oil. Kuwait is 90%. UAE is very much oil dependent. So whatever oil does, they will behave in the same way.
So we're talking a great deal these days about some of the business that arms companies are getting because of this $100 billion that Saudi and some of the other Gulf states are spending on defense. Where else are we seeing that spending? What else is being purchased right now? Is it infrastructure? Is it other kinds of industries that they're trying to bring in?
Utilities, water, electricity, because they are very disadvantaged. They have very little water, no electricity, high demand, population is growing at a very high pace, and they're very energy inefficient. Mm-hmm. So UAE is going ahead with its nuclear project. They're building nuclear plants. They went to the South Koreans. Saudi Arabia will do the same, and they're going to build the renewable energy side. But for sure, water, electricity, retail, populations are growing, very young people in the region, so there's a lot of demand.
Well, staying in sort of their wheelhouse of knowing the energy industry, that's the bet, even if it is alternative energy. I want to ask you about what's happening right next door, because we spoke with Sheikh Mohammed just last week, and obviously he has an optimistic outlook because he's going to be helpful about what he's seeing in his own backyard. I want you to listen to how he characterized the environment. We don't have that soundbite, actually, but the quote that really got attention was him saying, "We're back."
Of course.
Are they back?
Well, they're coming back, for sure, because they have seen the worst. It's behind them. All the skeletons are more or less out. And I think that they're going to settle Dubai World, Dubai Investments. All the excesses are done. Definitely, real estate will continue to go a little bit more down.
Even the prices are down, 50% from the height. You've got talks of having to bulldoze empty real estate, residential and commercial. You think the worst is behind them?
Yes, and they're going to go back to basics, fundamentals. Dubai is a hub, business center, re-export center, industry. They will do great.
There's also, when we look at the Gulf, the question of the neighborhood and Iran next door comes up, right? And that's obviously part of the strategy of why all these countries are buying U.S. armaments right now. Is that reflective of truly the level of fear on the ground about what's happening next door? And secondarily, what is the economic impact of this pressure of the United States saying, banks, you can't deal with any companies through Iran because, as you know, Dubai and Abu Dhabi do have trade links there?
Yes, absolutely. It is a bit of a hindrance, but I don't think that it's going to affect and impact the region greatly. I think they will be fine. Iran is an issue, but it's going to be dealt with geopolitically. It is an issue for everybody, hence the reason for Saudi Arabia and others going out buying arms from the United States.
But you don't see that choking off some much-needed business at this point?
No, I don't think so.
All right. Well, thank you very much, John, for stopping in on your trip here to the U.S. I appreciate it.